Hey everyone, this is Luke again, and welcome back to yet another Ninjago Dragons Rising video onto the channel today. So, this is something that I've also wanted to talk about. This one isn't really talking about anything plot-wise in Dragons Rising, but more so something that something I'm not sure if I quite understand. Or at least understanding from other people's point of view. So basically, if you ask someone who has watched Dragons Rising, and if you ask them, what is your favorite character? Or who is your favorite character, I should say. A lot of the times, you'll get the answer of Sora, because she had development within the season, with her powers, her parents, and just overall being from Imperium anyway. And a lot of people say, oh, she's a better character because of that. Well, here's why I disagree with that, and here's why I will prefer Arin over Sora. I do prefer Arin over Sora. So, the main reason really comes down to the fact that, to me, Sora does not have a personality. And I know what you're about to say. How could you say that? You're such an evil demon. Well, hear me out. Basically, I understand if Sora's arc, her little writing, is relatable, because it is relatable to people, having to fight for your parents' approval and validation only if they can cut you off just like that, and especially if they don't want anything to do with you because you don't follow a certain belief that they believe in, an ideology of some sorts, which is very realistic to a lot of modern politics going on, not just the US, but around the world. Very realistic. So I'll give Dragon's Rising that. It's very realistic. Um, and there's also been talks about how Sora's arc is kind of like, a transgender allegory or something like that, because her birth name was Anna, and she goes by Sora. That's her new name. Therefore, Anna is considered the dead name. If you don't know what a dead name is, it's basically the name that transgender people don't use anymore. So if they were born one way, and if they want to go with a different way, the name they were born as is dead to them, basically. Hence, dead name. So, and also doesn't help that her color scheme, to some people, remind themselves of the transgender pride flag, which it's close but not quite, because the transgender pride flag has light blue and she has dark blue, so not quite, but I could see it if you think about it from that perspective. But the one thing that disproves it for me is that the whole point of being transgender, at least from what I understand, I could be getting this all wrong, please correct me in the comments, is that you're transitioning from one gender to the other, right? So therefore, in order for Sora to be technically considered transgender, Sora would have to be born as a male, which there's no evidence to suggest that she was or she wasn't, because obviously the show wouldn't go that far, obviously. But again, it's one of those things that you have to prove it to me very obviously. Otherwise, I'm just not going to understand it, or I'm just not going to agree with it. So I can see it, but I don't necessarily have to agree with it. So I don't believe in the Sora is secretly transgender party like a lot of people on Twitter are now. But I do understand how that could be relatable, especially, as I said, to a lot of transgender people, because a lot of people, Ninjago members, are in the LGBTQ community, and a lot of them had to constantly fight an uphill battle for their parents' validation and love, which that shouldn't have really been a thing to begin with. And it sucks. But that's what happens. It sucks. I hate that that's a reality for some people, but it is a reality. So I can absolutely see it. And it hurts me for a lot because I have friends in that community, and it sucks knowing that they don't get the same treatment as they should be just because they love somebody that's of the same gender, or they want to identify as something else than what they were born as, basically. It sucks to me, you know, but that's the reality that we live in, unfortunately. Um, so I can understand if you're part of that community and Sora's story, in a sense, speaks to you. I can understand it. I understand it. But this is talking about from a personal thing. So I could, and it's probably the same argument a lot of people make for Sora, because it is relatable. And it also doesn't help that Sora got development, Arin really didn't, so that doesn't help. But here's why I think Arin, in my opinion, is better, because Arin has a personality. There's some sort of quirkiness to him that makes me go like, oh, he's such a nice kid. Whereas Sora, it just seems like they focus more on the writing aspect, but not so much on the personality. So it's like, you can give someone good writing, but if they don't really have a personality, then it's like the writing, in almost in a sense, kind of doesn't really work. Is that the right term? It just doesn't really hit the right notes. It just kind of feels like you got it, but you don't got it at the same time. It's very weird. I don't know. It's just the personality thing. There's nothing that makes me like say, "Oh, I like you." Whereas Arin, there's just some sort of quirkiness to him. And I think it's also because Arin's personal story. And that is, he grew up idolizing the ninja. Just like we all did when we were children. That's why. Because the whole point of Arin was that, to me, he's supposed to represent the fans. He's supposed to represent the fans. Or at least the OGs. Who grew up with the ninja and understand, their heroism and all that. So that's why I really love Arin so much, because he reminds me a lot of myself when I was younger. And just seeing yourself in a younger person, it just makes you want to help them, help guide them on the correct path, make them have a better path than what you have experienced, because you don't want another person to go through the same path that you did, especially if your path was kind of a dark one, kind of like mine was. So it just kind of reminds me of someone that I would take care of, like a little brother almost. I just want to pat his head because he's just so cute to me. I'm sorry, yeah, because and I'm pretty sure Daily Lord said this in his video, but he doesn't have a power. Neither did I don't think any of us fans who grew up with this have a power. And I hope they do not give him one. I think I made a video about this ages ago. But I really hope they don't give him a power ever. Because then it showcases the point that the show was trying to prove with the main ninja, but it doesn't work with the ninja because they have powers. And every time they try to, like, take away their powers, they just end up giving them back to them anyway. So it kind of makes you question what that one world was the point of that. Whereas with Arin, if he was never given any powers to begin with, then it would actually have meaning to it. He could still do spinjitzu. I mean, that's amazing that he even did it, as many times that the characters in Dragon's Rising have said it. Lloyd said, that's amazing how you managed to do it. Is it a little wonky? Sure. But it's still something that should be commended. And I really hope that Arin definitely gets some development within Season 2, because there was a scene, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the finale of Dragon's Rising Season 1. So if you don't care about spoilers or already seen it, you can continue. But if you haven't seen it, go stop this video right now. But basically, in the finale of Dragon's Rising Season 1, there's a brief shot where I think there's some like merge quests that are showing, and one of them showcases Arin's parents, and he notices it. it to me that's more motivation for Arin. So I think that's truly the end goal, and I think that will truly, hopefully, won't happen for a long, long time, which is fighting Arin's parents. But I hope by the end of, let's say, a season farther down the line, or even the series finale of Dragon's Rising, that Arin's parents will be very, very proud of him for what he has accomplished, and think that him saving the world just like his heroes is definitely the path that he chose. And I really, really hope that, like I said, I really hope he gets some development in season 2, season 3, whatever, how many seasons there are down the line. But sorry if I went on this little tangent. I just had to get this off my chest of why I love Arin so much. I just never really understood the like for Sora that much. I never really was super attached to Sora that much. And I guess that's because, like I said before, I didn't have to struggle to have my parents' validation. It's not like they hated me. They always loved me. They always will love me. So I didn't have to fight for it, but I could see how it'd be relatable to other people. It's just not relatable to someone like me. So, anyways, um, who is your better character? Who's the better character in your opinion for Dragon's Rising season 1? Arin or Sora? And if it's not Arin or Sora, tell me who is your favorite character of Dragon's Rising season 1. Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button, and click on the notification bell to see every video that I will upload. And I'll see you folks in the next video. Bye bye!